Hi everyone, this is Kevin Dubois with my Shop Assist. Today I'm going to show you how to use a new feature that we just added that is a web API through Jotform that connects the form information back into the My Shop Assist as a new job. So basically what it allows you to do is put a form on your website for gathering contact information, vehicle information, and what they want done to their car, and it will automatically add it as a job straight into your My Shop Assist. So how it works, first I'm going to show you how it works, and then I'll show you how to do it or how to set it up. So on my website here on the left-hand pane, you see my website. So this is the home page. If I go into the services, I added a form here. So this is the Jot form allows you to embed it straight into your HTML. And so this is very easy to do, and I will walk through how to do that once we show you how it works. And so basically what you do is you just fill out the form. So you can put an address in. And we'll keep scrolling down. We'll keep filling out the form here. So we just do a city here. We're in Louisville, Texas, 75057. And then I also, in this form, I added the year, make, model. So this is stuff you can use as well. So let's go ahead and do that. And then the last question on my particular form is what service are you interested in? So just basically asking what you're doing. Okay, so when we look over at the MSA side here on the estimates list, you'll see it appear here once we've filled out the form. So I'm going to click back over here and I'm going to submit the form. And then we click over here and we can see the job was automatically added. So that's how it works. So the form automatically creates an estimate for you. Okay, so when we look at the chat window, we'll have a new message from Just in Time in here, and we click on it. It shows you what question they had and what they filled it out as. And also, we also have it set up to give you a notification when a new job is created. So in my case, I don't think I have that notification turned on, but you can, if you receive a form filled out, it will add a notification for you as well. Okay, so let's walk through how to do this next. Okay, here we are in Jotform's website. So they have different tiers, and it's important to know that they do have a free version, which is what I was using on my website. So if you only have one form and it's not insanely complicated, you can do it for free. And it does limit you to how many form submissions you can have a month, but you would have to be doing like hundreds of form submissions a month for it to be necessary to upgrade from free. The one important thing is if you don't want to have their Jotform branding at the bottom of the form, then you do have to pay for it. But the pricing is fairly small. I think it's like $20 a month or something like that. Yeah, $20 a month for the bronze package, which should get you everywhere you need to go. Okay, so to start, I already have my form in here, but I'm going to walk you through creating a new one just so you can see how easy it is. So you're going to create a form. We'll start from scratch. And we'll just do a classic form. Classic form allows you to put all the questions on one form, whereas the card form you do like sections at a time. And so I'm gonna skip the logo on here, but you can do that as well if you want. And if you want to put your organization name, okay. And so what you want to do is you want to add elements on here. And so we're gonna do like full name first. And so it's going to have first name, last name already populated in here. And then we're going to do phone number. And then we're going to do email. And we're going to do address. There. So we already got the customer's information here. So pretty straightforward. The important thing to note is we do want to have a couple of these fields specifically named. And so how we do that is if you click on the name here and you click the little gear properties next to it, we're going to go to the advanced setting and we're going to scroll down to field names. This one right here is going to be the one we're looking for, name. Name is fine, but the important ones we want are email, phone number, and address. So let's check it for phone number next. Phone number will work for us as long as it has the word phone in it. That's what we search for when we match it up to the MSA side. Email, we're just going to leave it as just straight email. And address can just be address. So those are all set up how we want them to be. Next, we're going to do year, make, model. So these are going to be just basic fields that we want to add in here. So let's go ahead and start adding some. So these are going to be vehicle year, vehicle make, vehicle model. And again, I'm going to go in and I'm going to edit the field names for these. So you click the gear, you go advanced, you go to find details, and we're just going to make this year, make, model. Actually, we'll just leave a vehicle year. That'll work. As long as it has year, make, and model is the words we're looking for. So field details, vehicle make, and field details, vehicle model. Okay, so we're good there. So that's the basics of the form. So this is going to populate your customer information. This is going to populate your vehicle information. And then obviously we want to have a field for what you want done, right? So in that case, we're going to do a long text box. I'm just going to drag it in here. And the cool thing about this one is we don't actually we don't worry about the field names. Anything that isn't the primary field names, and I'll make a list of that in the description of this video, but non-required field names, you can name them whatever we want, and we send them all over as just a Q&A. Like I kind of showed you in the intro of this video, is you can kind of name it whatever you want, and it will just show the question, and it will show the answer all as one little list there. We do have some other fields that do automatically populate fields inside of MSA. So one of them is going to be the date picker. So if you add a date picker in here, and we'll just call it date needed. And so what that will do, we're gonna set the field details for that one as well as date needed. What that does is a customer can populate it, and it will automatically populate a field in MSA that we created called date needed. It kind of gives you an idea of when they need the vehicle by, or in some cases, like if they're shipping you something and they need it back by a certain date, that can work as well. So if you're rebuilding shocks, rebuilding turbos or transmissions or whatever, it doesn't mean you have to like meet that date. It just lets you as the shop know when the customer wants it by. If you need to contact them back, it's already in MSA, so you can chat with them directly through the text message or call them. So that's just a field we can do. There are two other ones that we have, and so that one of them is going to be a drop down. And so this one we're going to call what work. And so we can edit this guy here. We'll put some options in here, so we'll call it and then we'll also do rebuild shocks, dyno shocks. There we go. We'll save those changes. So now we got three options in here: rebuild shocks, dyno shocks, and repair shocks. And this guy, and you can basically what the requirement for this one is any of these options in here are going to be tasks within your MSA. So they have to match up. So I have to have a task called rebuild shocks in MSA, or another one called dyno shocks, and another one called the repair shocks. So if I'm rebuilding shocks, these are the options I would have. I have to have those as tasks in MSA, so that way when the customer selects one of them, it automatically looks into MSA, sees the task, and adds it to the job. So this is going to add these from the drop-down as tasks directly into the estimate that the customer is submitting. And the name for this one is going to have to be what work. So what work is what we got here. That's what we want it to be. And then there is one last one that we can add. It's also a drop-down. And again, I already mentioned that these drop-downs select from existing tasks. These options have to be tasks in your MSA for it to work. But basically, if we call this guy like ground shipping, FedEx next day, FedEx 2 day, or USPS, right? So we'll save the changes again. This guy is going to be called Advanced Field Detail Shipping Type. So we've got that set already. So that's how we want these field names to be made. These are all the default ones that we've got, and you can add as many fields as you want. Anything that's beyond this, it will just put it in the description or the notes for the job for you to go through. So you can have a very long, elaborate form with lots of questions. If you're trying to get the details of the customer, the details of the vehicle, so you could add one called what mods are on the car or whatever. Any of that sort of stuff, you can add those fields. It's okay. You can add other forms in here or other questions in here. So if I we'll drag another long text one in here. That's not what I wanted. I wanted a long one. We'll add another long text next to the vehicle up here, and we'll call this one like mods currently on car. And so these fields like this, where it's not a required field for us, we don't use it directly in MSA. We do take the information, and it will say mods currently as a question, and then whatever they put in there for the information will automatically show on the notes for the job. And so it does carry over. Okay, so we have this form done. So basically all we need to do now is just publish it. And actually we got one more thing we need to do. We need to go to settings. We need to go to integrations. And we're going to look for webhooks. Here it is right here. In your MSA, you're going to have a field in here that is going to be a webhook field. So let me show you that a second here. So inside your MSA here, when you go to shop and then you go to the second tab here, you will see this Jotform right here. So we're going to right click this thing. Okay, so we go back into the webhook here, and we're going to paste that code that we carried over from the MSA page. That basically is the link with the token code. So we're going to complete this integration. And finished. Okay, so now the form is set up, and it will populate directly in MSA because we've connected the webhook. So now all we got to do is go to Publish, and we are going to go to Share Form, and we're going to embed this thing with this right here. Embed, and we're going to use iframe. We're going to copy the code. When we go back to our website here, if we edit this thing, let me log into my navigation. Okay, so when we go back to our website here, when I go to the pages, you can select your page that we're editing. And so in this case, we're going to be doing the service one. I'm going to click into it. And so this has the HTML, right? So this is actually, first it's the plain text, but if you click on to show HTML, all you do is you just click here and you paste your iframe code, and it will dump it in here. So you can see right here I've pasted the iframe code. So this is the code where we copied it from the Jotform directly into our website. So when you save it now and view the page, it shows you the form in here, right? So this is still the old form. I didn't paste the new one, but that's how you're going to do it. And so let's look at how it transfers over from MSA next. Okay, so inside of the MSA, what's going to happen is two things. So first of all, inside of your jobs, in the Estimates tab is going to be the form. So in this case, I have the customer information and I have the vehicle information. I did not, in my form, I do not have the automatic task adder or the date selector, but if I did, there would already be a task in here based upon what I had in the form. So the other thing to note is we do have, if I go into the actions and then click notes here, it has the answer to the question we asked was, what services do you need? And it says, I think my clutch is slipping and I need a new axle boost for the front inside. So that's what the customer asked for, right? So at that point, then you just add the tasks that you need. So clutch install, it's an Evo 10. We go ahead and hit save, new flywheel, save, yes. And then we would add our boots, add task, axle boots, rebuild axles right here. And maybe we got 2 of those guys. And we want some boots with it. OEM inside axle boot. We want quantity 2 of these as well. Okay, so we're going to rebuild 2 axles with 2 boots. We're going to hit save. Boom. Okay, so now we've got the estimate created for the customer. We can now just, we can go to the chat where it also shows the question that they answered. And we can send them the information if we need it. So we can go contact customer. We'll include the estimate, include the PDF of the estimate, and you just hit send. And it will send them an email or a text message with the estimate that you needed. So I no longer have to add the customer information into the system myself. I don't have to take their address. I don't have to take their year, make, model. It's all done with the form. So it makes it very easy for you to copy that information directly over because you have to do nothing at this point. So especially for people that do, stuff is mailed to you, like I said earlier, turbos, transmissions. Maybe you're an engine machine shop that just does the engines. Maybe you are doing shock rebuilding. Anything where people are sending you stuff, and then you have to send it back or request for an RMA number, any of that sort of stuff, super easy to do with this. You just make this form, drop it into your website, then as the customers fill the form out, it adds it into your MSA. You can export it into QuickBooks, so you can get the information, the customer information from their form that they filled out into your MSA. Also, you can export it in your QuickBooks, so you don't have to type that information ever. So this is a very scalable process. You can make it very easy for your crew to add these jobs in here. Maybe like fuel injector cleaning as well as another one where you just kind of like add them as you go. And you can select like maybe, are you doing 4, 5, 6, 8 injectors? And then you just, in the form, you already know what's coming in. So that's it. Pretty straightforward, easy to do. If you have any questions or if you need any help doing it, just contact us and we can walk you through it. All right. Thank you very much.